Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Encore une fidèle qui l'Amérique a pas bloqué nous. Quand il y a Sylvie, il a quoi qui j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique a pas bloqué. T'as bien de moi avec moi nous deux. En somme on va battre au moins néo. Mon temps dit est à nous ça va bien faire moi dit toi. Tu là le caillou. Quand on soit du loin. Allez. Envoyez. Battu au loin. Yao, abela lokeyo, bibito jobai, bibito noba, artiste mo peyo. Manager Gigi, ouais t'es jamais forcé ou si tu connais tu connais. L'animateur Choco Noska Yassin de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito, Aniché les deux. C'est moi, Dieu. Attends, nous, yon bébé. Pété, y'a mon temps, un nouveau bâtiment. Mon développé, well, look at it. Adieu, oh, dans your summer, des couilles à Bayano. Oh, lui, parce qu'il est causé de vous. Le monde est jogging now. Amunda wejo genda o, obati amunda wejo genda, oskide kozi do na lo e. Memo genda o, abela we mo. Ode abati o. Si obati o mo genda o, mo teri we na ti ade. Daliko, ye daliko. Sili ye di o genda o.
Good evening, folks. Samson Tola, Brop Radio. We're here again this Monday afternoon. We say thank God again. Thank God for everything. Want to thank you very much. Please share this video to as many people as possible so that the people, brothers and sisters, will be able to join. And then we're going to have some conversation here tonight. This is all about our country. Share this video to as many people as you can, so they'll be able to join us and let's have conversation. There are some interesting things that are happening in Liberia, and I think we all need to either watch or listen or participate in the conversation. Because whatever thing happening over there is going to affect all of us. It happened before, and you're not immune because you're in America, no, or because you're in Europe, no. These things going to affect all of us. Nobody can escape these kinds of. If things go sour in Monrovia, not no one going to be able to escape that. We're all going to be affected because this is our country we're talking about. Some of us still have mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters still in Liberia. You can't bring all your family members. If you were to able to bring your whole quarter here, you would do so, but you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't bring your quarter here. Your quarter stay in Liberia, and so you are still connected. And one of the things that I think we're going to be talking about tonight is one of those things that is happening right now. But safety, safety, Lord Jesus will come before you again tonight to say thank you for everything. We give you thanks and we give you praises, my Lord, for all that you do and continue to do for us. My Lord, we ask that you continue to bless us, give us long life. For those of us who have failed and perhaps stepped on the wrong side, we ask for forgiveness. My Lord, we ask again tonight for our brothers and sisters that are still in pain for whatever reason. We ask that you step in, my Lord. Because with your love, the peace will be restored. Because with your love, the hardening going to go away. Those of us that believe in you, we believe that just your name alone bring comfort to the suffering. My Lord, we ask you again tonight, as we come before you, bless the country, the Republic of Liberia, and the people of the Republic of Liberia. Bless the President of the Republic of Liberia, President Wakai. Bless his hand, whatever he touches in the interest of the Liberian people. My Lord, bless his hand. My Lord, give him long life. My Lord, whatever door he knocks, open the door on behalf of America, Liberian people. Because we believe that you brought him here for a specific purpose. And we'll continue to pray for him and ask you to bless him. My Lord, we ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks, I want to thank all of you again tonight. Um, oh, did I share? Oh, I haven't even shared this show yet, man. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, it's on me. I forgot to share. I forgot to share the show uh to the folks, and I'm gonna be sending it out now. I'm gonna be sending it out right as we speak. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. But I sharing it. People who not supposed to pick it up tonight to come in, I will block them. I will block them because they're not supposed to come in and they're coming tonight. I will block them. Well, you know what? We'll start putting people in the garage here. We'll start packing people in the garage. Because people who we supposed to give the information to and all kind of people just come in, they just pia. They enter anytime they want. We'll make sure the people have no voice here tonight. We're not gonna allow that. This is a public platform, and people supposed to come in and make their message. Yeah, we say, say whatever you want to say, but don't come and can't talk about that. And then he say, yeah, good evening, Clarence. I'm getting ready for them already. I'm getting ready for them. He was soon coming. I know he was soon coming, but tonight part here, he can't in 4 to 4. You must say 4 to 4. Good evening, Timothy Roberto. Thank you for joining us as well. No, but on a very serious note, the two things I want to talk about here tonight, and until they again come on, let me. The CEO has done a wonderful thing again on this platform. This platform now, from what I'm looking at right now, with the CEO thing that he has done, I can now share PDF of documents. Oh, this is just wonderful. I can share my drawing when I'm speaking about engineering. I can share my PDF drawing of what is happening. Oh, the CEO have done it again. I'm going to support him. Yeah, CEO, call the bull. The bull is here to help LPR. Whatever way, we're here. We'll back you. Whenever you want to say something, say it. We'll back you. The way you're going about it, we'll back you with finances. I'm serious. I am very, very serious. What CEO, the kind of thing I'm looking at right now? CEO, when you're ready, call the board chair. They will back you. But guess what? I'm not the board chair. The board chair in like, bro. Samson told nobody CEO, you can count on all of us. He and the station manager, they all everybody's ready to contribute. We're ready to move this platform to the next level, and we'll do our best. But thank you for joining. Like I said, I have two subject matter that I want to talk about tonight. The first one is what is happening in Liberia. You know, when I was little, I was growing up in Monroe. I'm not hiding it. The only thing I never used to do to steal, but fighting part that what I do to steal and rob people. No. I fight a lot. I go to school one day. All my fighting to Broad Street or to the barracks. I don't like to fight in single because single they can jump on you with pepper with mono pencil. In single, you start fight over there, especially in Jabwentown area. The Bassa people will jump on you with mono pencil. So I don't like fighting over there. Broad Street, you fight a real BT because everybody thinks they know karate. So the real BT, that one the part that why I left. In the barracks, you can't mess with me because the barracks I got ready everywhere. You can't start something there. People will take you down. But I let them fight in single and other places because they jump on you with motor pencil and things like that. So, but anyhow, so Maria was growing up. There's no question, eyes. Okay. So we saw things in Monrovia. So one day, and then anybody who grew up in the street of Monrovia might know this street. They used to have one guy they call him Junior. It's a mixed race, half Lebanese, half African, Liberian woman or something like that. But this kid could fight karate. And my cousin who is in Total now, he's also was an expert in Monrovia. He used to break open with bare hand. So people were afraid of them. But this kid, this junior kid, short guy, but he could fight. So some guy didn't even know who he was because he called himself Omo. Big guy. When they say Omo Baikun, right? Omo. There are people who can be eating iron there. And the reason why they call that Omo, when you go to the show those days, whether Raxas Cinema or you go to Gabriel Cinema, have the show they call it short, which is commercial, but we call it show. That show the show. I went to Echo Air outside, man. Then you go outside. But at the time when the people come outside now, that the time something too can come in. I take off my shirt, fanning myself with my orange, fasten orange. Because when you come from inside, it's hot in there. No air condition. So when you come from inside, you're hot. So obviously, you're going to have to, when you're ready to go back in, okay? They cannot call the lights out again tonight. Okay. But anyway, so when you're going back in, you fan yourself. But here's the thing: that when you're coming out, they don't get you ticket to come out. You don't buy your ticket, 15-cent ticket. You go in. You're coming back out. They don't get you. They don't get you anything. If the two show in Raxton, if they are good, that's 25 cents to enter. Upstairs, that's 75 cents. But our big boys go upstairs. Football player then, Mama Musa then. Sabamaya there. They don't want to go upstairs. Man, I mean, they were not even. You get 75 cents to enter anyway. But most of the big boys, they play football. They don't pay 5 cents. They're friend with Cedar, the Cedar manager, the guy who managed Cedar Club. He owned Braxton Cinema. So they go there. But they're all football players. So they go. But man, I mean, I went downstairs. 15 cents, 25 cents. You go sit down. Now, here's the interesting thing now. Those of you that are grown up like me, that used to be grown up like me, what I'm talking about now, you know it. When you go downstairs, Raxas Cinema, if you don't sit in the back, you sit in the front. It's like the camera right here, I mean, they start right in front of you. By the time the two show over, your neck hurting. So Me now, I know the place well. So when I fan myself, and when you fanning yourself, you pay fast on you, but you bend on a bowl in front of the Rocket Cinema. They got a bowl where they pour all the picture, but you know all the picture there. You know, watched it already. So you come in. See, the man say, "Oh, I see you. Where you going?" He said, "How are you? I was inside. I just came out to take cold breeze. What you mean by that?" But I see you. But yeah, I told you, I'm getting out. You say, yeah. Then I now you come. What kind of business? Don't start with me. Don't start with me. I ain't in the mood. What, you're not in the mood. You going to watch people movie free. Then you say you're not in the mood. But that sounds like I'm not in the mood. You enter. The man say, okay, don't do it again. I know you are not. Yeah, my man. Let me pass, man. You're fending yourself. You're back on. You got to wait until my story ends. You're back on. You hold on, chief. Even got on you. Then you fan yourself. Jerry, hold on 1 minute. I will bring you in, my brother. Let me end the other big tabata here. Then I'll bring you in for you to help me out. So you go into Roxas Cinema and you watch the movie because you got 15 cents. The only money you spend, that 5 cent my mom gave me to go to GW Gissing. And I caught class. I coming back. I caught class. With my mom finna buying my Oreo shoe, Oreo pens, everything. I caught class to come to Roxas. But let me go back to the main stuff before I bring. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on one. Gideon, hold on one. But anyhow, so there's junior kid that I'm talking about. They got big or more. Let me bring in Jerry. He can listen to this story. So the big or more guy, Junior was sitting between on the the fence between Roxas. On Broad Street, they send out the guy. Please turn the lights down on. Let me turn my fan on. Okay. The big divide. He was sitting there. So the other man, Omo can so how can I can't hear myself? Okay. Omo call the boy guy, the boy young man. Boy say you not finish eating two boy. And the piggy say you owe me 30 cents. Because one of the boy was 15 cents. He said you owe me 30 cents. He said he got money. Because he armed them with big that day. So Junior came from across the road from Gabriel's side. He said, you got to pay the picking. I watch you. You ate the picking. How you think you will pay? He have to report to people. You got to pay. So I don't pay nothing, man. Before Junior would know, he just grabbed Junior by the shirt. Blue, he set him on the back of the taxi. Junior stood over that taxi. Someone that in the guy's ears. Twice. The next thing, they were taking the guy in the hospital. Omo on the floor. Yeah, they do anything. Just someone sat there. And when someone sat there, he just slapped the man, boom, like that. The guy fell off. Because he didn't know who Junior was. Let me go back to what we're here tonight. What these people are playing with, and I will tie it around the president's neck. I will tie it around the president's neck. If these people are not careful, if they are not careful in their greed for power, if they are not careful, we might find ourselves in a bad place. When the war was going on, ECOMO came to Liberia. Many of them died in Liberia. The war that they have nothing to do with, just coming in to save people, they die. And you're going to come, the representative of Nigeria of all people, that refuse to take their troop up when United States of America refused to send people, Nigerian men, their boys were dying in Liberia to save you, for you to get the kind of opportunity, and then you're going to walk away. You're going to walk away because of greed. President Bakai, as Samson told, supported you here. Yeah, I made some contribution myself, but I was on the platform every day. You got to cut these people off. They do not have the interest of the Liberian people. They are there for greed. If they think Kofa is greedy or Kofa is a corrupt person, Kofa can be tried. Kofa is not above the law. But look at the kind of embarrassment they're giving us today again. The ECOWAS came the last time, they said they don't want the ECOWAS. Say, okay, that's your problem. You're trying to solve it. Then you and these people go and start asking ECOWAS to come back. But because they don't recognize Rachel Coon, and Samson too will not even recognize Rachel Coon. President Bakai, you provided securities for these people. President Bakai, you submitted your budget to these people. President Wakai, you allow your ministers to go sit before them. Because you did that, I know who you are. I know you didn't do it because you hate Kofa. How can I sit here and say you hate Kofa when I saw you taking Kofa to Italy? That's not you. You don't hate people. You took Kofa to Italy because you want people to know the government was working, because you and the opposition speaker were working together. The foreigner was watching. I don't care who said that. Oh, you brought some people. You took Kofa. I don't believe that. That's not you. That's not in your spirit. Cut these young people off. They got no interest of helping you. If you are not careful, Liberia going to go down under your watch. These people that left Nigeria and other places in Africa, West Africa, to come to Liberia, they are not Samson Toe from Toe Town. These are respectable people. You are a diplomat. You know what it means. Your words, you don't have money to give, but your words mean a lot. You cannot have these people to come and disgrace us as such. Cut them off. Cut them off. They are not serious. In as much as I know, Franti Kofa is never going to be Speaker of Republic of Liberia anymore. He's done. I know that. He doesn't have the numbers. I know that. They already started. They're not even going to listen to you. These are the people, they're not going to listen to you. Not only are they not going to listen, they're not going to listen to the Supreme Court either. They said they're in charge of the purse. They can pass the budget and what have you. Who are they? They were elected, just like you, I agree. But they have no control. The executive, Liberian politics, the executive have everything. Cut them off. Cut them off. Find other speaker. Find other speaker that will put Liberia above everything else. When I read on Front Page Africa, unbelievable. And for more than 3, 4, 5 days, that's all we've been talking. Nobody in Liberia that is not aware that ECOWAS was coming to Liberia. For them to come and embarrass us like this. So even if they didn't want ECOWAS to meddle into their business, receive them. President Baka, you are not a Congo man. You are a countryman. Where in our culture, where the foreigner come to your place and you disgrace them like that? Forget about the queer business. Forget about the book business. Where in our culture, whether you come from Maryland, whether you come from Grand Gita, whether you come from Lofa, nowhere in our culture that somebody coming to knock to your door and you disgrace them. And only in the Western world that thing can happen. We can't have that. We have to stop. We have to stop. People say you were slow, but we knew, yeah, you're slow, but you're very determined. If all of these young people that are connected with all the corrupt behavior, if they have not been behaving like this, you would have been able to move the country farther than where we are right now. Because some of us still believe in you. Let me bring in Jerry. Jerry, thank you for joining tonight. I think this is
Thank you for
ridiculous.
having me.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. President Baka need to actually cut ties with all of them. Thank you. Let's hear from you.
Well, see, it's complicated. What you think but it is not an easy task. First of all, we have three branches of government that are equal. Or the president can throw his hands and say, "Listen, you can call the so-called majority black speaker and for intervention." But at the same time, we have three branches of government. The president can do the much he can, but he cannot dictate to the House of Representatives, the lower house. Like you
Jerry,
said, the
I'm
president
going to hold
can
you. I'm going because
totally.
you and I are going to break up very quickly here tonight. Let the audience recognize that this is not co-host and
Well,
host
that,
relationship.
that, that,
We're going to
that
break
make
up
it
very
juicy.
quickly. Let me push you. Let me push you
Let
right
me,
away, please, if you don't mind.
yeah.
The
But let me
president.
learn first. Let me learn
No,
before
because
you push.
my blood running right now, all through me. Quiet, quiet, quiet. I will let you learn. I will hold myself. Quiet.
Okay, okay. Let's do an interaction. Let's go ahead. Good.
Okay.
That's good. Let's do an
Yeah,
interaction.
I'm
Let's
ready.
go.
I'm ready. So the president, you're saying that we have three step. Let's go. I'm my granddaughter again. She rather disturb it. That we have
I got
three
one
branch
outside
of
making
government.
noise.
Okay.
I got one making noise already.
Yeah.
She coming. Go ahead.
So so you're saying that the president is difficult. Fine. I'll take it from you. You're saying that we have three branches of government. Fine. And let the co-equal branch of government. Fine. Let those people handle themselves. Why did we not wait until they resolve the issue for us to send budget over there? Why did we not wait until they resolve the issue before we send two or three of our ministers to go and meet with them? Why did we not wait before taking away Flanty Kofa? There are three branches of government, co-equal. Why now you're going to take Flanty Kofa security, whatever it is, security detail from him? Why will you say, if you're not taking side, President Wakai, why will you now come in and take some of the stuff away from Flanty Kofa when you know they still have it, unless you are convinced that whatever action they have taken is constitutional? And then you as an executive now will back the Constitution. But what their action is unconstitutional, and you're going to stay here and as an executive and buy into that kinds of unconstitutional behavior. Then why are you going to come here now, Jerry, to say these things are difficult? They are not. President
No,
Baka,
is it
it's difficult for him now.
Mr. To Mr. To? You have to
Yeah.
understand.
Okay.
At that time, the what his name? Mo Ali went to the House of Representatives. I think other two other person
What happened to
went
your internet? What's
to
going
the
on with
House
your internet, Jerry? I can't
of
hear you. I can't hear you.
Representatives.
Jerry, are you still with me? Jerry, are you with
These
me?
are government officials.
But Jerry, we didn't get nothing from you. Nothing you said that we got. So go in and go out and come back in because you're frozen right now as it is. And this is what we get. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm frozen.
Jerry,
Okay.
go back out and
Sorry,
come
I'm back.
back in.
Yeah.
Go out and come back in because for
Okay.
some reason
Let
I'm
me
not too sure what is happening
okay.
with
Let
you
me
guys
try that.
internet over there in Rhode Island. Go ahead, get back and
Yeah.
come back in. Okay. So let me go on. Jerry is saying that things are difficult. Of course, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. President Baka most likely make it difficult for himself. He's the father of the nation, as I always claim. When he made that statement at the Capitol, hooligans, it was because he was upset with them. As the father of all these children, their behavior was very, very much unbecoming as a Liberian. And he made that statement. Not because he was sure somebody did it or what have you, but he was angry. But that same anger should have propelled him to say enough is enough. Enough is enough. I ran to make sure that I bring Liberians together. I didn't run to come and divide Liberians. If you guys want Flantikofa out, you have a process. Follow that process and kick him out. And elect your new speaker. Not like this to come and claim that you have a regime speaker. What do you think? Do you believe? Do you really believe that the like of Kuhn and any other the like of Colley and whatever their name is, you think they're able to stop President Baka's agenda? No. We just go to Supreme Court. And while we're in Supreme Court, executive order continue to run the government. Well, what kind of business is this? Now, and what we have now, is there something that Jerry, that you're proud of as Liberians? That you think what they did today, was this something that we should be told as a proud moment for Liberia, Jerry? Let's hear from you, my brother.
Well, listen, the protocol, the president or the executive mansion or the executive provided security for the ECOWAS, and that their responsibility. But once they enter the premises of the Capitol building, it's out of the hands of the president. That's the responsibility of the speaker and the House of Representatives to receive the people. I think there was a communication from the executive.
I agree with you. Let's take your line. Let's take your line. What you're saying is quite correct. Constitutionally, that's fine. The way they were received today, according to our report, is that something you're proud of as a Liberian?
Not really, but the idea is that okay. Let me make it a distinction. Let me make it a distinction, because you are tying it to that of the president. That's a different ballgame altogether. Then you look at the House of Representatives, their own behavior when the ECOWAS members went to the Capitol building, how they were received. So what that got to do with the President of the Republic of Liberia?
Okay, let me ask you this, and I'm going to push you tonight, big time. Let me ask you this. Do you believe that the majority bloc able to stop the developmental agenda of the President of the Republic of Liberia?
Yes and no. Because they allocated money. The speaker, Mr. Kuhn, he is a sitting speaker for now. So the president dealing with him. So he's the president who bring the agenda on the floor.
How did he become a sitting speaker? Here's the thing, Jerry. Let's be honest with each other.
But that's the point. But that's the president. They have been recognized. The budget have passed. So are you going to make it retroactive? All the law they have passed now for the budget and everything.
So the budget has passed. So whatever law that was broken in the process, it's acceptable. Is that your argument here?
That's what it is now.
I know it's not about that. I'm saying it is your argument that whatever law that was broken, law that was broken during the process, we accept.
Which law was broken?
Did not follow the Constitution. The Constitution says in order for you to remove a speaker, you got to have 2/3. We don't have that. Now, that didn't happen. Major one. You're talking about law. The Supreme Court came back and said this is antiviral. Go back to status quo. That was not accepted.
That's the point.
Okay, but wait a minute. You're saying here tonight, Jerry, that the executive, along with the legislature, have now thumping their nose against the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. Is that what you're arguing?
But if the executive does that, I mean, they are interfering in the judiciary. So you got to take that into consideration. The president cannot tell the judiciary and say, this is how you should function, and this is your responsibility.
Is it not the responsibility of the executive to enforce the law?
There's no crime have been committed. If the crime is
Okay,
committed,
I said law. I didn't say crime. I said law.
But that's a law.
The law.
Yeah, but to enforce the law, when you talk about enforcement,
so the executive can only enforce law that have to do with crime. The executive cannot enforce law that have to do with constitution. Is that your argument?
The constitution is, you see, there are different part of the constitution. If there's a crime is committed, that's the responsibility of the executive to protect the citizen of that country. And I was very never. But the executive cannot go and just say, okay, to protect, to say, yeah, no, they can't. And said there's a crime is committed, but so far there's no crime is committed.
So if the Supreme Court says today that if it's raining tomorrow, we want all Liberians to stay out of the rain. Whose responsibility is that to reinforce that law or the ruling from the Supreme Court?
That's my point. That's my point. That's my point. Because if the Supreme Court say if it's raining, everybody should stay out. If you go out, then you are committed a crime. Then the executive will come in. That's my point I'm making.
Okay. So the Supreme Court said.
That's the point.
The Supreme Court said the Supreme Court told the legislature.
The Supreme Court said, listen, nobody. Go ahead.
The Supreme Court told the legislature, it's raining. You'll go back in your house and put your house in order. That was a ruling from the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but let's go to the beginning. The legislature have to pass a law and give it to the judiciary for the judiciary to enforce it before they give it to the executive.
They already have that law. They already have that law on the book.
Okay, so
it says
that's what it is.
Okay, the Supreme Court, you know that the Supreme Court was interpreting the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. And based on that Constitution, the Supreme Court argued that the majority black, nor the minority black have no standing, and that they need to go back to where they were before. Empty status quo. Okay, so what does that mean? It means until we got here, this is where we were. Go back to that position. Who responsibility is it to make sure that that kind of ruling is enforced?
It's the speaker, because the speaker his responsibility to bring the bill.
I give it to you.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
They have the speaker. This is the responsibility of the speaker to preside. Then beside that, they got different committee, the rule committee, they got judicial committee. So these are the people who working collaboration for any bill so far in the House. So when the Supreme Court sent it there, it's the responsibility of the rule committee could look at it, or the judicial committee could look at it.
But Jerry, you're taking us in a rabbit hole here tonight.
I'm not taking you in a rabbit hole. I just try to follow what the law.
No. The Supreme Court ruling was not a law. It was a ruling. Now the ruling was specific.
But no, Mr. Toh, anything the Supreme Court said, it became law in the country. It's the law of the land.
Okay.
It's the law of the land.
I'll give you that. If it is the law of the land,
it's the law of the land.
Who responsibility it is it to enforce the law of the land?
The executive.
Okay, thank you. So if you agree with me that the Supreme Court rules, and that according to you now, that becomes the law of the land. But there was certain group that was not ready to abide by the ruling. Now, three branches, equal branches of government. So they have their own right to say, we're not going to listen to you guys. What business is it now for the executive to connive with these people? Are the executive now looking like someone who's tapping their nose against the Supreme Court?
When you talk about connive, what do you mean? When you talk about connive
number one, with the House of Representatives, majority black. Number one, and these are public record, by the way. I'm not making it up. Number one, the Supreme Court told them go back to status quo. They refused to do that.
Perfect.
Besides that, the executive decided these people refuse to, like you said, is the how do you call it, the rule, the law of the land. These people refuse to abide by the law of the land, and I'm not asking the executive to go arrest people, but if you take your budget now and take it in to these people that have violated the Constitution, that have violated the Supreme Court ruling, and you're doing business with them.
But
Jerry, does that not
no,
make you
Mr. Joy,
a complex?
Mr. Joy, you are confusing yourself. You are confusing
Tell
yourself.
me,
You are
tell
confusing
me, tell
yourself,
me
and
how.
you are
Yeah.
confusing the.
Okay,
You are
help me,
confusing the. You are
help
confusing
me.
our listener
Okay, help
because
me and help the listener.
the Constitution said that they send it back to the lower house and say, look, you're gonna iron your team up because the judiciary cannot interfere with the legislature. So for that reason, you
No,
have
no,
to
no,
do
no,
it.
no, no.
So they say, okay,
No,
hold on.
no, don't interpret. Don't interpret.
Hold
State
on, hold
exactly
on.
what it said.
Yeah, this is why they send it back to the lower house. I mean,
Yeah, but
so
they send it
yes,
back. They send it back with a specific instruction. Be
okay. What was
specific
it?
with those instructions.
Okay, the instruction is what? I
Go
mean,
back to starting code.
yeah. So I mean, if you go to Battle's code, I mean, you guys have to sit down and find a means to come up with a resolution for you to come
No,
up
no,
to,
no. That's
to
not
resolve
back
it.
to starting code. What was the
Okay,
starting code before the problem started?
because there were minority and majority block.
Okay. What was the
Exactly.
starting code that they were making reference to?
Is to recognize the one of the speakers who is what is it? Kodanti Kofad to remove him. That's what it was
Jerry, Jerry, we're gonna move on. But I
for.
think
Okay.
I think at this time I vehemently disagree with you
But
and this president.
but that's a beauty. That's a beauty. That's a beauty. I love it. That's a beauty.
Yeah, I
That's a beauty.
vehemently
That's a beauty.
disagree with you and the president on this one. I think
Mhm.
I believe, and I will give you the last one on there, and then we can go on to the other subject matter. But I believe
But
that the president, by allowing these people to go on the way they did, first by providing his ministers to report to them or to go to the hearing in front of them, embolden them. Then the second thing was to provide the budget. The government could have been the government can run based on, and they have done it before. Not necessarily budget or what have you. They have other means of having a budget to having the president to run the country without passing a budget. So they have recast budget and what have you. And I'm not a budget person, but that's one thing. The second thing is when you allow yourself, knowing fully well the conflict is in there, but then you decide to disarm. When I mean disarm, I mean not literally with arm, but you decided, and let me be specific here with my words. You decide to pull the security detail of the duly elected speaker, the person you yourself ran against as a speaker. You brought in somebody to run against him, and majority of the people in the House of Representatives decided on him. And there's a process. You as a vice president, you are very okra with the Constitution. The Constitution, you like you know it like anything else. But yet still, you agree for these people to circumvent the Constitution. Unacceptable.
well,
Unacceptable. And here's the interesting thing here. Now it's coming back to hurt them. The image of this government and the image of former vice president who served 12 years without no yoko amount with he and the president. Nothing. The 12 years he was in there, people mistreated him. What? Nothing. You can't go on any record to say one day President Waka said something against. But here he is, the president now, in charge of the country. And you having these kinds of stuff going on. The international community looking at you as though you are not serious. Besides that, you have these people as all corrupt. Jerry, we got to do better than that. We have to
But,
do better than that.
but
But let me hear you
listen,
close on that, then we'll move on to the next subject
yeah,
matter.
but here's the thing. I will still go back to my previous statement. We had three branches of government, and these three branches of government operate seem paralyzed because they have responsibility to make sure our government is functioning. But when it comes to the ECOWAS today, I mean, there's some time in foreign service. Some who they will spend some time in foreign service. You might not like the person or you might not do it. But when they come to the play, you have to show that courtesy to them. And rather than to say no, close the door in front of them. No, I think it was out of the protocol of in foreign service. So I didn't know the full details. What happened to the ECOWAS today, and they went to the house. I mean, I was reading it today that they went to the chamber, the joint chamber, to receive them, or there was no meeting plan with the speaker. So this I think, but as a former somebody who served in foreign service, you don't do it in the protocol. I mean, you will accept it, but there's a place that you will, air your grievances, but you still have to deal with that individual until you can air your grievances at an appropriate time. So, I mean, I had some reservation with the lower house today.
Thank you. Again, folks, if you're listening, Samson to La Bropa Burrito Conversation with Samson to. It's here tonight. I am here arguing, vehemently arguing with my co-host. And tonight, Bamboo Divine Cola. So, but I think we're two mature people
No,
who
no,
can
no. But you
handle
see,
this. So,
that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. That the you and myself. I mean, we might have a different view, but we have different perspective. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna be against what you say. Well, that's the beauty. Nobody's arguing here on what is not arguable.
thank you, thank you. Let. In fact, we still got 15 minutes. I want us to beat this thing to death. And then on the 6 o'clock mark, my time, which will be 9 o'clock your time, we're gonna move on to the other subject matter. So, Jerry, let's look at it now. Now that we are taking all of the constitutional wrangling and what have you out of it, from talk to me from a national security standpoint. These people attitude and their action today, does that enhance the security standing of Liberia among ECOWAS community?
It's a difficult issue because let's look at ECOWAS before she began to exist. It was predicated on the civil war in Liberia, and like you alluded to, there were a lot of sacrifice within the ECOWAS states. We lost a lot of people from Liberia, Ghana, Nigeria, wherever the other country within the ECOWAS. And not taking let's look at it from another perspective as well. You see, we got the ECOWAS, then we got the Madam River Union. Okay, so these people are the Madam River Union. We don't hear about them so much again because of some reason I don't know. Well, I mean, these people are
The
influencing
river dry. The river dry. That one.
because these people, the three countries who was Tower was the one who organized the Mana River Union were very powerful, and, to protect the three countries. So that's it. But from a national security perspective, it is troublesome. And how do we work with these people? Because in this thing, there's an intelligence sharing, and, within the ECOWAS state or within the ECOWAS security. So how we deal with it, I don't know because suppose there's and it, I mean hypothetically, is such a thing going on, how do they stimulate the intelligence with our country? So I think the security people have to look at it from a different perspective. Where are we? And these things are happening. What is their position? How do they advise the president? And what is their
So
advisor
so
to the
so let,
president?
let me ask you another question then. What happened today? If it is not resolved in a respectable manner, and these people leave and go back to their respective state or country. What does that do to President Bakai ability to be truthful among his peers? Is it going to hurt him as his standing among his peers, or strictly it has nothing to do with the executive, and therefore it won't affect him at all?
Oh no. Listen, if the no sneeze, the eye run water. If the throat hurts, so there's no part of the body in the government. There's no part of the government that's saying,
So
"Oh, because
why
the
why
president."
why when they throw a hurting, why Joseph Baker didn't bring Terry Martin? Why Joseph Baker didn't bring Terry Martin so that your throat don't hurt and your eyes start watering and things? That's my question to you. But go ahead, answer. We'll come to that.
So yes, the best. I mean, it would be beyond the scene. Like the chief of staff, the National Security Council will work with the president, or the National Security Council will work with the legislature and get their opinion and say, look, here's a threat. Here are the threat. Here are the threat. Besides the NSA, they get the National Security Council. The National Security Council is also responsibility to advise the president, also ask the legislature, these people. So yeah, there are a lot of working. There are a lot of working behind the scene. Doesn't mean because what are happening today in the public, and because it's a national security issue, especially when it comes to the ECOWAS on the what are happening today, and also it's a threat with our security apparatus.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, Jerry. Let me
Mhm.
let me bring in Terry. Terry, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Jerry and I, Bamboo Divine Cola tonight on this one here. That I'm not too sure if you have been able to listen, but give us your opinion on training issue in Liberia. Usually, you are one of the resource or source that we have here on this platform that give us what will happen tomorrow and what will happen the after tomorrow. Your knowledge about Liberia is very very much in play here. So let's hear from you.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you, Libra. You guys, I was just listening to you guys chatting in on the topic, and I think you guys are on course. My only concern was driven to talking about the president. They're talking about the revenue department. I don't know, LRA or so, planning to
ECOWAS,
increase taxes,
who you father there? Okay.
but the aspect of ECOWAS, I think ECOWAS is trying to bring peace. You can't come to bring peace and then create, show disrespect. First of all, and this is going to shift the whole discussion again because I know some people here are going to have problem with Terry because obviously when I give my opinion, people get problem with me. And at the end of the day, they start insulting me and all of that thing. ECOWAS came to bring peace.
That means you're doing good.
Right, Mr. Bagon, ECOWAS came to bring peace. You agree to the people protocol that you're going to meet the majority black speaker in the majority black speaker lunch instead of his office. So why not go to the main office instead of the lunch? According to the information, we don't know how true it is, from the majority black, they say the ECOWAS people did not follow protocol. They did not reject meeting them, but it's saying that the people did not follow protocol. And in as much as we want ECOWAS to get involved, ECOWAS must also respect our government. In as much as there is an impasse, we broke laws, there are rebels, and all those kind of things, as people would want to term them to be. This is a country, an independent nation. All right. So you cannot approach these people and take, for example, now, there were people in the ECOWAS parliament the last time that was sending bad statement, negative words at Richard Kuhn. prior to ECOWAS coming on the ground. So the majority black also already looking for means to dodge all these things. Then they give you a meeting time. They give you a set time to meet. Then you bypass protocol. Obviously, you will meet up with these things. But I think
Terry, Terry, Terry,
Sorry.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
hold you. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
hold you right there.
Thank you.
Like
Exactly.
I said, so now
Exactly.
it's one to
Exactly what I
two.
was saying.
Yeah, it's one
Thank
to
you,
two.
Terry. At least
let
somebody
me
who
Mr.
already
Let me
Bagman,
hold
I
it for
agree
you
with you.
guys right there. Look, let's look at it from a broader perspective, from a good leadership position. A leader, once a leader, you're coming. And I'm saying this here not because my grandfather used to lead, but usually a leader is there. There's a saying back home. They say the old person in a village cannot be the first to see the bamboo ugliness. You always have to be last because your opinion counts. These people are unable to lead. I told you guys that
Who not the
yesterday.
president?
No, not the president yet. The majority, majority black. They are unable to lead, and because of that, they have made Flanty Kofa and his minority black as being the bigger boys in the room. Now, I give it to you. They were not
How?
invited. Who brought it?
How?
I'm coming there. I'm coming there. Don't rush me. I'm coming there. Okay. So now I give it to you guys. You coming to somebody's house to settle issue, and perhaps you're already picking side because according to Terry, they've already been throwing words here and there from Equa Parliament about the minority. So the majority black, they're already on edge. However, these people are coming to Liberia. These people are in Liberia. You as a leader, Richard Kuhn or whatever, they come to meet with you. They come to meet with you. Wherever area they come in, they come to your office. You greet them. Say, okay, I thought we were, why the press, everybody there, I thought we agreed we were going to meet in the conference room. But perhaps somebody leave here. So let's go to the conference room. You take them to the conference room. And then you enumerate you as a leader, your responsibility. The guideline you guys have set. We said we were going to do A, B, C, D. And for some reason, you guys are coming and not doing that. I don't have to be recognized. It is not about me, but it is about the protocol. And you, Equa, you have a bigger responsibility to protect all of us. But with this kind of situation, it's a little bit concerning. And it's something that perhaps is something that we take a little bit treat to.
Labor.
You make those kinds of statement before them. You have taken them off their game because
Labor,
they
this is,
came.
you see, Labor, that's why I say you need to be the father of the nation. This is a government that we're running here. This is not, a family horse issue that when something go on in the family, you are like a father to bring the children together. No. This is a government with three separate branches that function according to a law of an independent state.
I
This is
agree.
one of the reasons why ECOWAS have not been successful in mitigating crisis in the region. The records are poor.
Terry,
There
I disagree.
are
I
ECOWAS parliament
disagree.
states
As we speak,
that are
we
withdrawing
got
from
as
ECOWAS.
we speak, Terry, as we speak, we got bones of Nigerians still buried in Liberia. As we
I
speak,
agree.
we have
But
bones of
ECOWAS
Ghanaians.
is not Nigeria.
Let me make my point. Let me make my point. I'll
Okay.
come to you. As we speak, we have these people sacrifice their lives for us to be alive. So you're gonna tell me that these people that sacrifice their life is no more better than the constitution you claim to be sovereign country? So when you start on this road, and God forbid something happen, You expect now ECOWAS to come and die again for you? We cannot do that. It
I
is
agree with you.
unacceptable. Now, I agree with you guys. There's three separate branches of government, what have you. But if those ideas, remember, I keep saying that democracy is a bluff. It's a bluff. It doesn't have color. It doesn't have human being. It's not human being. It's an idea. Somebody can call your bluff anytime. We did it before. Now, we're going to come here and argue sovereignty. Sovereignty. Fine. We can do that because we do have the Constitution to back that. The Constitution is on paper. It takes us as Liberians to hold the Constitution dearly and make sure the Constitution is enforced. You're going to come and argue Constitution. And it's a same group that you're arguing that there's three branches of government based on the Constitution. These people violated the same Constitution of the Republic of Liberia.
How do we know that they violated?
Well, Terry, it's
But
in the Constitution.
let me come in.
It says in the
Can I come in?
Constitution. Jared, before you come in, let me make my point on the Constitution, and then I'll let you come in. It says in the Constitution, in order to remove a speaker, you have to have 2/3.
Right.
They didn't. They never had it. Let me go to Jared.
Okay.
Jared, go ahead, make your comment.
Yes, it is. If that is the case, okay, let's take your case for face value. Okay. And if that is the case, that you are not going through the protocol and that you are just going straight to the Capitol building today. But that's why we have the country. There are three branches of government. It's a responsibility for the president to protect the dignitaries that are coming to the country. There's a responsibility of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs for under the executive to protect, make sure things are in place with any protocol or any diplomat that come into the country. However, once they are in the country and they are the guests of the House of Representatives, and it's out of the president's hands because they are
Jerry, you just knock yourself in the foot again.
No,
if these people, no, I can't. I'm gonna hold you. No, Jerry, I'm gonna hold you right there. I'm gonna hold. I don't want you to go too far away. I'm gonna hold you there. I'm gonna hold you there, please. The point here is that you told us that these guests are coming to Liberia, and they are in the hand of the Foreign Service. The Foreign Service is part of the executive.
Thank you.
Now, the executive.
So you believe now that the majority black did not call for them?
No, hold on now. Hold on.
Let's go. Hold on, Terry. I know where you're going.
Jared just told us that these people came in and they were in the hand of the Foreign Service. The Foreign Service is under the executive. Now, you're sending a guest, according to your co-equal branch. People come to me. They are guests. I'm bringing them to your house. What are the protocol of me sending people to your house? Did I follow that? Did I follow did the executive follow the protocol of sending foreigners to the Capitol building? Did the executive follow the protocol? Talk to me on that, Jerry.
Thank you. All the responsibility of the executive is to provide security to them. But once they enter that premises, you are relinquished as an executive. It's in the hands of the Capitol building. They are responsible.
The person who grabbed the white chicken, let it fly and say, you go get your white chicken.
Let me put in a simple way. As an executive, protect the embassy in Liberia. But once you enter that embassy, you are in that country. So the executive have no jurisdiction in that embassy.
But before you leave to go to that embassy, there are rules.
Yeah.
There are rules that govern the country.
That's what I'm saying.
What was the rule that was put in place? What was the rule that was put in place for the executive to have these people to go to the Capitol?
Is that the executive should have stepped in. No. The executive get in the protection. That's why the executive make sure
All right,
police and everything there
let's
to
hear
protect you.
Terry. We are
But
we
yes,
are the 1 hour
why I
mark.
just give you that example. Why I
Okay.
just give you that example. Once you're in Liberia, the embassy is protected. They are
Okay.
protected by the
Okay.
government, by
All
the
right. Let's
executive.
hear from
But
Terry.
once
We
you
are
enter that premises of the embassy, you in different country. You enter in Freetown, you enter the Sierra Leone embassy.
Thank you. Let's
You
hear
see
from
for
you, Terry.
refuge. There's nothing they can. The
Yeah,
government
so
cannot go. Hold on. The government cannot go in that Sierra Leone embassy and drag you from there. No, it can't be. Once you enter that embassy, they cannot do it. So it's the same thing. Once they enter the premises of the House of Representatives, they are in a custody. Yeah, let me use that word. To protect the House of Representatives. They have become the guests of the House of Representatives.
You can't have your cake
So
and eat it too. The liberal will not allow you to do that. Let's hear from you, Terry.
liberal, we can have our cake and eat it. That why is your
No.
cake.
The cake will be better. I will make sure it will be better in your mouth tonight. You're not going
It
to
is
enjoy
your
it.
cake. So you have to eat it. Look,
No.
liberal, let me tell you something. the majority black.
you see, if you on a jury here, he might have made up. He might have made up. So no matter how we try to explain it, that's it. Because the thing
Yeah,
is, he didn't have to go Konanti Kofa that he meant. So that's
right.
why he.
No. It's
So
not
his
that.
position is clear. But the thing here is, did he have a fine point? But in as much as I don't support wholesomely the attitude of the majority black, because the impasse have held our country hostage, all right, we must also be balanced in our analysis for the benefit of the audience and all of that. ECOWAS wronged the majority black. The majority black is saying we did not reject ECOWAS. In fact, they never did. Even the first time ECOWAS came, they went there. But the media made it to look like to say the people are against ECOWAS, they rejected them, they don't want to listen to them, and blah, blah, blah. So, even what will you say about the minority black? Today, Honorable Kofa said he's not resigning, which is his right. So, what did ECOWAS say to him that made him to make that position statement that he's not resigning?
And he just flew back. He was in Delaware. They called him to go back.
Yeah, he called to come back. So he said he's not resigning. Now, okay, so since you're not resigning, that means or the majority black and the minority black, this particular discussion ECOWAS came to find peace in is going to end up again in a deadlock, the same way it ended in a deadlock in the first time. So my position is that ECOWAS, if according to what the rebuttal from the majority black, stating that this was the procedure that ECOWAS did not follow, ECOWAS just need to apologize and follow the procedure and meet the majority black and tell them, say, hey, this is the option we have on the table for you guys to settle your problem. What do you think about it? And they will have a discussion. That is how you make peace. You don't go to make peace and be trying to dictate to the people on your time how you want them to make peace. No, the people already fighting, the people vexed, they're angry. You the one keen to make peace. So the people say, okay, you want to meet us? This is the way you should meet us. You say no, you bypass it. And you go because you say you be man. So the people might listen to you. No, they're not how people do it. It's not, this is not how people make peace when people are fighting and angry.
Thank you.
That's my position.
Thank you.
And another thing we got to watch out for, labor, before I turn it over to you. The majority black have taken several positions that seems to be they are ready to resist Supreme Court ruling. Come what any kind of way you come, they're ready to resist. How is it? I listened to Bernard Blue today, but I don't want to go there. But the majority black did not honor the invitation of the judiciary when they were having the opening court. They did not go there. The seats were empty. And another sign I'm seeing is the pro temp is working along with them. In these guys. And if that is happening, or the Senate, if the Senate is working along with the majority black, that is what we got to look out for. Journalists then need to start doing the needful. They do their work and go to the Senate to inquire from them that if the Supreme Court rule in favor of Fonati Kofa, what will be your position? Have anybody thought about asking the pro temp, or asking Darius Dillon, or asking those guys who supported the idea of the majority black decision to hold quorum and legitimize them after the justice minister? So they have been showing some signs of optimism. There's another case again that was to the place that I think one Japanese guy, the Supreme Court called them to go to for Supreme Court to hear the case, their own case. They never appeared. They never went there. So they are already setting that defense mechanism to show that they're going to resist no matter what kind of ruling or interpretation that the Supreme Court gives. The only thing we got to hope to watch out for will be what will be the position of the Senate and what will be the position of the executive.
Thank you. Thank you. Two things I want to say, and then we can move on to another subject matter here. When I was growing up, sometime way up in the village, at night, you sit around campfire, and some of the old people would tell you a story. My uncle, who used to be one of the bigger warriors in the area, never used to sit around campfire. Campfire time, he goes sit somewhere else because he doesn't want anybody to say something until he died. Since then, he never washed his face. That I know. He never shaved. That I know for sure. So he was just like that. You can't, when you and him walk from here to the farm, forget it, you'll be running all day. But there's a story about my grandfather. They have a council. Those days they used to call them council. Tubman had a council in Santa Cruz. So all of the chiefs from Grand Judea area, Nima area, all of them was meeting in Santa Cruz. And most of the chiefs used to, they have snuff, what they put in their nose, So Tubman, because people were going flames, sniffing and stuff like that, Tubman didn't like that. And he passed a rule at the conference that nobody should snuff here today. So all the chiefs then they put the snail cap, empty snail cap. That's what they were using to put their snuff and tobacco and things like that. So they were there having their conference. Tubman keep smoking his cigar. So according to the story, my grandfather stood up when it was a time to speak. He said, first of all, Mr. President, I don't think you're a good person at all. So Tubman said, why? He said, you're not a good leader. Tubman said, why? Why would you say that? He said, fine. You see, all my chiefs and they myself were king here today. You alone, you not smoke more than 2 or 3 cigars. This whole place, so smoke. But you say, when I use our snuff, that your cigar better than our snuff? Tubman said, but who passed that rule? He said, but what other people say? He said, I'm past that rule. The people start using snuff. Now, why am I bringing this up? Terry, it's not because I want to be a town chief or something like that. But a country, especially Liberia, it's like a family village. Until the war, people that were living in Monrovia pretty much knew each other. If you were to walk in the street of Monrovia those days, from how do you call it, from Crown Hill to Ratchet Cinema, you will say hello to more than 15, 20, 30 people. We were connected. That spirit has gone out of us. Now, there are leaders, specifically President Waka. He knows this. He have that spirit in him. And this is why he's having so much big problem. Because of that spirit of unity. That he cannot just get on fire anybody because they did wrong. That's not how you deal with people. Every one of those people, those young people that work for President Waka, they have family. And he knows that. And President Waka himself have been somewhere in the trenches suffering. So he know when you're out of job. Now, Do we want to manage this country as a Western style democracy, or we want to manage it as a way of Liberian own democracy? Let's go back to ECOWAS, Terry. And I agree with both of you. Liberia is a sovereign country. We're older than many of these people anyway. But that's not the case. When we were killing each other, America refused to intervene. In fact, the Gulf War was going on. It was the other neighboring country. They didn't have nothing to fry in Liberia. Not to say they come to take your go and dine. Of course, some of them did. But not because they're coming in like what is happening right now in Rwanda, Uganda, and Congo, DR Congo, where Uganda and Rwanda are fighting, backing the rebel to seize the land, some part of Congo, and split them out themselves. ECOWAS was not like that. They were there to help. They have their children die. And yet, we come to this position. We did it with George Dwyer. No yo. We did it with Snow. No yo. We did it with Alex Tyler. No yo. You're doing it with Flamti Kofa. It is not, because it was not resisted, does not make it constitutional. So you can't argue one side. When I say you can't have your cake and eat it, you can't argue one side that we are, as there are three separate equal branch of government. Which, who says it? That not me. That not you who make that true. It's the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia that made it true. So you can't hold that part of the Constitution to be lawful, but yet certain part of the Constitution you say is not lawful. I mean, you can violate it anytime. Why can you not violate the three equal branch of government process in the Constitution? So for me, I think again, President Baka is to be blamed fully. I'm not going to hide it, because he didn't. Here's the reason here. Let me go further than that. President Baka did not come to this thing as president of the Republic of Liberia. President Baka came into this as father of the nation when he made that statement at the Capitol during the fire. When he came back with Flantico, he took Flantikova to Italy. If President Baka was coming in as president of the Republic of Liberia, Flantikova in Italy, you know what we're hearing? Flantikova wanted to come back. According to the story, President Baka said, no, don't worry, when we get there, we'll resolve it. You can't leave me here. We came, you're an opposition speaker, and you and I came over here. And if you leave, what does that say to the international partners? That we're not working together. We'll go back together and have the situation resolved. That's why Flatikofa stayed. So he didn't come today as president. If you are coming here as president, yeah, go back and deal with it. But he didn't. He came as father of the nation. But then when he got here, it didn't happen. And I'll be very truthful with people here tonight. This is not the first time President Baka have done this. He came on LPR, because LPR carried that program live from Philadelphia. When the ICE came about Costa insulting Cummings and the rest of the people, and he said words are like nails. If you put a nail on a plywood and put it on the wall, you take it out, whole remain. When I get back to Liberia, I will make sure these things are resolved. He never resolved it when he got back to Liberia. So this is something that is concerning. Something that is concerning. Because we cannot have this thing to have people from ECOWAS coming back. What I asked Jerry earlier. Now, with this kinds of thing that is happening, and ECOWAS leave tomorrow, what that does for President Baka's own standing, because they don't have money. It's your words people respect you by. It's your words people count on. It's what you say to your fellow presidents in the country that they respect you for. And you're not going to do anything until you get crisis. Then you call these people on again to come and help you. So we'll move on, Terry and Jerry. Like I said tonight, Bamboo is dividing cola very, very strongly. I know many of the people here, we the supporter don't agree. But let me get you 1 or 2 minutes, 2 minutes, Jerry. Then we'll go to Terry. Then we'll move on to the other subject matter. Please go ahead, Jerry.
But you see, I don't see why you're putting the rope on Mr. Boyka's neck, on his neck, because that's not warranted. Not because he's the president of the Republic of Liberia. Like we said, I keep saying it, there are 3 branches equal government, and they are responsible. Even though it's Honorable Boyka, he's a steward of the on our constitution. He's a steward of the state. And despite the government, but the legislature have their own policy and they have their own rules and regulation. It's not the executive and the how you call it, the judiciary. So how can Mr. Boyka leave with a good conscience and go and tell the House of Representatives, this is how you should run your government? They were there and said, Mr. President, with all due respect, we are equal. Okay, in fact, we make the law to give it to you to execute it, a matter of fact. So how can a president go in to who gave you the law to enforce it and tell them, say, this is how I want you to run it? No, it's contrary. So, people always say, oh, he took Mr. Koranti Kofa to Italy and he let him to stage the coup for them to overthrow him. There's no evidence to that. To say, yeah,
None
he went
whatsoever.
there.
I agree. None.
There's no evidence to that. And also, so there's no evidence to that. But listen, this thing is a history lesson. And we're gonna, from the beginning of this, I said this is interesting. If you can recall, the first day of service when we came on this show, if you can go back and play the tape, I said this is important. It's gonna be a history for Liberia to see where we are. It's setting the precedent. And the scatter then, maybe when we all are gone tomorrow, maybe 30 years, 40 or 50 years, now 100 years will come, they will look back to it and see what was the issue. And things going to come, scatter away, try to put it into different perspective.
Let's hear from you, Terry, before we move on to the next subject matter.
So the reason why the impasse is dragging is simply because of one simple thing. The opposition do not want for JMB government to succeed. This is not about JMB. I don't know why they're making it about him. This is not about him. Honorable Kofa was the Speaker of the House of Representatives. His colleagues who voted him in majority, and most of them were seditionists. They said they don't want him, including the Deputy Speaker, who happens to be a sedition. Then you tie, Honorable Kofa himself said that the Pope sent for him. He didn't say JMB. He said the Pope. He said, and he's a religious man. He went to the Pope. The Pope sent for him. He had to go there. And I get it because I'm also religious too. But there were the undermining that have been taking place that he, Honorable Kofa, knew about already. You understand? And this particular thing was initiated a long time ago. And Honorable Kofa was not able to solve it. He was not able to rescue himself, rescue the leadership. He was not able to do that. He needed only 5, he was 30. He needed only about 5 more persons or 6 more persons from the majority black to make him to have a quorum. He could not get it. His own seditions could not give it to him. So what we're talking, why should we blame the president for that? We need to understand that the majority, the opposition do not want this president to succeed. So as a result, they will drag the saga in the house. And now we see the burning of the Capitol came into it. A protest that led to the burning of the Capitol. You heard what Gregory said the last time? Gregory said they got intel that they were going to burn the Capitol one night. That is why they went there, and that was the only time they went to the Capitol. They were not stationed there. They went there because they got an intel that somebody was intending to burn down the Capitol. So, and why are they doing it? They're doing it because they do not want this government to succeed. The impasse in the House is a reflection of the political state of the country. And that is why I said the president need a strong political advisor. Like people like Burma family, people like people like Tukbana Tipote. I thought those were the people that the president would have hired to be a political advisor, to give him political idea how to solve these kind of political problems. All right, how to get involved, how to do things. But unfortunately, his political advisor probably, to me, is not strong enough. I would like to say that. But to be honest with you here, is that I would not blame President Boca for what is happening in the House. I would blame this squarely on the opposition because the opposition want to stall it. Honorable Kofa have the gavel in his hand. He's a lawyer. His colleagues don't want him. Look at the disgrace. He could have said ever since that, hey, I resign. The moment he said that, the impasse is finished. The moment he would have said that, before even Rachel Kuhn were going to become speaker, if Honorable Kofa would have said, I resign, the whole impasse would have been done, and they would have gone through a legislative process and elected a speaker. But this was intentional to put the country in the position it is in now, so that they can be declared that President Boca failed. And everything will be blamed on President Boca. Yeah, President Boca did it. Yeah, President Boca did it one. Yeah, it was President Boca. It was he the one. That's all. They're trying to do this. People burned down the Capitol, Mr. Bacon. People burned down the Capitol because we Liberians are taking side. We say no. Nobody burned down the Capitol that was elected for. They brought people from America to do something. They say no. That the people who came from America are friends of the president. These are Liberians doing their thing to their own country. Then they will come back and tell you, say tomorrow, that Joseph Boca, the one burned down the Capitol. In fact, that the majority black, he was the one who was over the country, blah, blah, blah. This is how the opposition works in Liberia, to destroy their own country. Then you want me to support that kind of idea. I don't support the majority black, neither do I support the minority. But I will not support an idea that will carry a narrative blaming the president and at the same time blaming one group of people for what is going on in the House.
Thank you. Yeah. Again, folks, Samson told Labropa Radio have with me here tonight, Jerry Wakan and Terry Collins. We're having a conversation, massively disagreeing on everything. So let's move on before we open the line, and you can call it party on the President Baka and his government. And you can say that, but because this was I'll open the line, yo. I'll open the line. I'm not taking no call right now, y'all. Give me channel. But you can say that this is a party on, and let's do a party on here tonight. And I'll start with you, Terry. I know you just ended. Let me start with you, and I'll bring Jerry in here. We were on this platform, including Jerry, fully and strongly supporting Ambassador Makai. To be honest with you, my thing was, and as Teddy Lyon accused me of coming from Tota and I'm supporting somebody in Lofa County, why not Southeastern? And I'll explain to him that explanation still holds. Why would I look at President Weah? With all indication, his administration has failed miserably. the corrupt behavior that was in alleged corrupt behavior at the time that was in President we administration was just overwhelming. On the other hand, you have President Wakai coming and striking all of the notes of a leader who is willing and ready to move my country forward. Why should I turn my back from that? Because I'm from the southeast? Unacceptable. I decided to support the president because I believe in all of the notes he's saying exactly what I want to say, what I want people to say. Now, there's nothing guaranteed in life. I am quite aware of that. However, this president, if you give him a good support staff, he will carry out massive development in our country. The president right now, you know, one of the things I like about sedition, they come and tell you, say, President Waska, when he sit down with you, he can convince you. If a man has the ability to convince you and take you from your thinking, and you come along with his thinking, then that person is smart. You as a human being have your own mind. But you, sedition, are telling me that the president was able to convince majority of Liberia to take his side. Then that person is smart and he has the ability to lead. And the good thing when he was doing at the time, during the campaign, was they were not just, as I said yesterday, I'll say again, they were not just preaching. They were making references to actual happening that the Liberian people can physically put their finger on. Tangible. That people can see kolo. And that just suits the president correctly, President Waka correctly. However, Terry, I'll come to you. President Waka told us that under his administration, the corrupt behavior that we were against under President Weah will be the thing of the past. That under his administration, the family employment of family members, nepotism will be the thing of the past. That under his administration, indeed, transparency will be the hallmark of his administration. And the Liberians should be ready to work together and build Liberia. There's no Southeast Liberia, there's no Northeast Liberia, we're all Liberia. Terry, are those statements still true today? And is he, the president, is he implementing those processes to make sure that we're successful, that these statements are carried out effectively? Talk to me, my brother.
Yeah, I will give him 50% on his on the advancement of his statements in regards to that area. You see, and that is where people get problem with me, because I tell you I'm a white chicken, all right? And when you ask the right question, I will answer the right way.
You find the modern.
Yeah. So when you ask the right question, I'll answer the right way. There are certain things that President Booker needs to work on. But the reason why I cannot give a full conclusive position is because he has 6 years to prove that to us. If we were in the 4th year of his term, I will tell you exactly straight off the bat that he failed miserably. But looking at the 1 year, 3 months that he have gone in power for, Liberia is a very difficult country to curtail corruption. There are several steps that he have taken that have given the Liberian people hope to say, yes, we believe that President Booker can change this thing. Why? It's because he have taken steps. Look at the step he took when it came to suspending those 400 guys, right? People say, oh, it was outdated. We had a saying that said, never late than what? Yeah, something I say, never late than never. So he suspended it, and now the money, the 1 month salaries that those employees, were to make, he's going to use it to buy chairs for the schools. That is it take a president with a leadership ability and farsightedness to do that. And guess what? Not only that, from that statement, it have, for the first time in our republic, it have pushed almost the entire cabinet to declare the asset and follow the code of conduct law because of one step of the president leadership. The president now is saying, this president now have released, I think, certain kind of a statement of order that when government employees are traveling, they should not carry more than 5 persons. They should not carry more than 5 persons. What would that do? That would curtail corruption in the era wherein people just send their children. They're sending their children abroad. They're coming abroad, going on travels, international travel, and carrying people that are not part of government, that are not in government. They take their children with them. They take family members with them. That will curtail that, and that will also reduce the spending, wasteful spending. These are all happening on a 1 year, 3 months. President Walker have taken significant action in suspending people. President Walker have been able to listen to the media, especially the opposition media, that when they raise up issue of corruption, he takes action immediately to either suspend or take immediate action. When you start doing these things as president, it gave us hope. It gave us hope that if you can do this within 1 year, 3 months, we will have hope as regarding what you can do in the future. You see it? As compared to your previous government, the previous government. The president, let's look at Gregory Coleman today. We're hearing that he suspended the guy who broke in the car, in Yeke Koluba's car. This is a responsible government. You see? So they're trying to correct some mistakes that they have made. They're trying to correct it. LACC, as it stands, they are carrying on work and they are exposing government employees from all sectors of government. So there are things that the president doing that is right, but there is something that he's doing too that is not right. People are complaining that the president have employed more kissy people, more people from Lofa in his government. All right? The extent to which they get rid of seditions from job and other things, like the woman that is filing a 10 million lawsuit, Emma Glasgow, from the fishery. If you suspended a woman, why can't you persecute her? Why can't you evaluate? Why can't you investigate? The guy from the central bank, all right? You suspended a man. We're hearing that you went on the ground and paid a man. Tewan Gonglo, and the only reason why I can talk about it, not because Spoon said it, but because Tewan Gonglo confirmed it. And I trust Tewan Gonglo. So these are not good. These are some of the things he's doing are not good. The aspect of government inclusion, I don't see that on a huge scale for him. Wherein the blue and green, you know, those kind of things, I don't see that for him. So this is where I'm going to be objective, that there are some areas he's not performing, but there are some areas he's performing. And the areas where he's performing on the issue of corruption, I will give him 50%. On the issue of, bringing in relatives and things in government, I think he scored below the belt. In government of inclusion, I think he scored below the belt. But all in totality, I will give him 50% as compared to previous government. You muted.
Jerry, yes, thank you.
No,
Let
I'm
me come
here.
to you. I know it was me. Jerry, let me come to you and give it to us quick so we can open the line. Terry, number 8, give us some huge laundry list of good thing here. He, as usual, I call him Rescue 2 because when I'm down, Terry comes in and stir the pot and I become whole again. He has done that again tonight. But let me come to you, Jerry. And you've been around for a while now. We know that this position of being president, unlike sedition, believe that once you're president, you're everything else. You need support staff. You think this government and the messaging process is it suitable or because of what I believe to be uh, not even existing, causing the opposition to gain ground. Talk to me, Jerry.
Listen, that's a responsibility of the opposition, to antagonize the president. That's a responsibility as an opposition. You're not going to say, yeah, Mr. Burger is doing, yes, let's say doing 100% than what we did in our administration. That's a responsibility. I would do the same thing, and say, hey, these are the four on the current government. But look, this is what I always say. I'm not going to be using a female imaging all the time. Joshua has served a government. It is a worker administration that will be focused and see what the excellency can do for the country. That's all. So let them go there and make the noise and make the whatever they want to say. But the idea is, if they talk about you, that means you're doing good. If they didn't talk about you, that means you're not doing good. Hmm? They panic because what Mr. Burger had accomplished within the short period of time, they didn't do it within the 6 years. They didn't do it. So these are the things. So I'm not dignified then. What I can say here on the platform is what His Excellency would do for the country. That should be the administration focus. Look, the only thing I can say here to the country is the dissemination of information. That's important. It's not everything you're going to go into detail as something happened. Take for example, when in the that guy from what a planning from Guinea, it was an issue. It was to take the opportunity, even if he didn't speak to it, but address the country and say, look, do not get panic. This is what's going on, and we'll get to the Liberian people. That's he. That's lower the temperature within the community. It's not every time the president want to take the stay away, but as a president, and the people have confidence in you, so they expect you when things happen for you to make a statement. If even if they're recording, you do it. That's where reduce the temperature in the house. And I hope as time go by, we improve on our issues to address the Liberian people. Because you see, what there's Romans, then people gave four narrative. Hmm? For narrative because they would interpret in their own way. But if you go out there and say, look, Terry said something the other day. Liberian people, we are forgiving people. We, we are forgiving people. All they want is to be honest and just tell them this is what's going on. The people will fight a battle. They say, but the president finished speaking and said this is what's going on. So that's what we need. And in conclusion, it is about time the president, the excellency, look what happened to Jimmy Carter. The former president Jimmy Carter. If you sit in that mansion, you can't hear Bible there. You are the leader. You can't carry a Bible there because the people expect you. They elected you to be president. If you point Jerry Bagon to be minister of justice, if I blunder, it's honor your administration. They say Boyka blunder. They will not say Jerry Bagon blunder. They say that Boyka administration. So these people, that's their responsibility. If the president call you, they imagine 5 point some more million people. Out of the 5 point some more million people, if the president call you, it's a privilege. It's not your right. Because he trusted you, that's why he called you. As a person, you're not the most smarter person, or you're not the more educated person, but he had confidence, he had trust in you. That's why he chose you and said, Mr. A, Mr. James, I want you to come and work for me. So it's a privilege. And also to our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. Again, folks, the number is out there. Give us a call, 916-533-2048. We'll take your call now.
Yeah,
So,
look great.
yeah,
no.
let's come to you, Terry. Terry, talk to me on this one here. I know we're here and I will ask some ridiculous question. You can answer if you want. You think President Weah will come back to power?
Oh, please.
Well, I told you it's possible. Nothing is impossible for God.
But what are some of
But
the things, President? Let's push you on that now. Nothing is impossible. But what are some of the things that President Weah need to do in order for him to be successful?
yeah, like I said, he need to rebrand the party, tell the Liberian people, sorry, my people with this. You see, like Jeremiah Kuhn, it was good you brought that, or Jeremiah Kuhn, he blundered it both times.
Just hold on, let Terry land, then we'll bring you in. Go ahead.
Jeremiah Kuhn, he blundered. He said something, and the way President Weah responded, I never thought President Weah would have responded that. And because President Weah responded the way he responded, that word could be used against Jeremiah Kuhn in 2029 if you're not careful, which is known as now there's a phrase that they're building up. It's called common citizen. Because Jeremiah Kuhn, out of his anger, he began to say stuff like, he said something like former President Weah is a common citizen. And when he see me, when I come in, he will pack. He talked like one child, just like a kid. He's for Mr. Bagman. You are vice president. You going across the aisle. You lobbying people that are in the opposition to rally you around you so that they can help you for 2029. Right. You cannot be using sarcastic statement on the former president.
Thank you.
A former president and is not a common citizen. That was an error. He made a big blunder there. So I think President Weah, he have a chance. But like I said, if these things are not taken, they got to break their pride that they got. That, oh yeah, our President Weah, so I can win election, blah, blah, blah. The people will not take it. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me take this caller. Caller, go ahead. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Good evening, Mr. Tu, and to the panelists. I want to say thank you for the opportunity. My name is Boy Makonen.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Go ahead. Okay, I know yesterday. Good. Thank you.
I just want to make a contribution regarding the situation today with the ECOWAS dedication and what we learned on the social media that the dedication went to meet with the majority black, and they were not well received by the majority black. And if that information is true, it sent a very bad message to our international partners, because ECOWAS was there for Liberia during the Civil War. They made a lot of sacrifices. And looking at the situation of the legislative impasse, most especially in the House of Representatives, is causing a lot of concern within the region. And ECOWAS is concerned that it might spill into something that might derail the Liberia peace process. And I just hope that what we learn on Facebook is not truth, because it will really, really set a bad precedent for Liberia, not just in this administration, but in the future, because we are a member of ECOWAS and a founding member of ECOWAS, and ECOWAS try to intervene in every situation that they think would cause chaos in the region. So if they might not I don't think that's a good image, or that is a good precedent.
Thank you.
And it just brings me to the fact that I don't think they will even honor the Supreme Court's decision if it goes against them.
Thank you.
So I hope that is not the case, and I hope that they will reconsider and that we can bring this crisis to an end.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please join us again tomorrow so we can have a conversation. Thank you. Let me call this other caller that I've been calling, but usually when I try to merge that person, it's very difficult to merge. So let me call them. Again, folks, Samson to Liberia Public Radio. We're here again this evening. Hello, caller, are you there? What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, thank you so much. This is beautiful.
Where you coming break again tonight?
Yeah, you know, sit down and carry my style later, my yettery in Bible talking in my hope you have a new body. Listen, it's a Bible. Let me just need why you just
You
said.
in America in your blood body? I'm gonna come doing go for me to release you from prison. Oh.
Mr. To. You know, Mr. To, you're a good man. But those minutes you didn't want to spoil you. The same thing that happened to Baga and what happened to you. You see, you know, when you're complaining about leader, you have to look at yourself. You see what happened? You when you stop working when the 2 minutes start talking, they change. And what happened? Listen, Mr. Bago. All those things, it don't happen in RG. Sing it like don't follow. And second match, with all water for it. The leisure, it don't go on fire. People dying in our country like this. It don't happen in the regime. Your president, like say, look at yourself, confessing. You don't say the man can talk, the man can talk. The man is the person guy, 30 advisor in government, 30, he pay free money. All that 40 years in government. And I hear you talking about conflict management. No. That's one of the ridiculous statement you made. You're not sure today. Talk about conflict management. And listen to Mr. To. What Mr. To said. The next year, I'm over here. The next thing I'll go outside way. Even the same for the Planiko, what you're talking about. The man was seven long. When I ask a question, you know what I said? It's a legal issue. The minute you take on there, it came back Italy.
Hold on, Brigable. Let me merge the other caller, please.
You're killing the country. No. To say, oh, this is happening. Look, let me stop there. And after 53 times, they can start. Or the day, inside, we're going to say, look at this fair, man.
Thank
Look at
you.
this fair.
Thank you.
No matter like fanatic, what is happening is bad.
Thank you. Let me merge that. Thank you. Thank you for call. Let me merge this other one. We'll go. Okay, caller 214 number. You're next. Go ahead.
Hey, Mr. Tom, how you doing?
Good evening, sir. Thank you for joining us as usual. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for the show tonight. You had 3 key important topics that you brought up tonight. But where I want to get my contribution is, I've been making a comment that this network is an independent network. And if you be taking a topic from a spoon presentation, I don't think you'll be doing good for the network.
Hold on, Davis. This is not independent network as Fanso and you know who. This is Waka Network. I'm pissing there on those. Go ahead, my brother. I'm pissing there on tonight. It was not calling.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say here tonight is because the reason why I mentioned spoon sometimes can get this information to the public. Look at the information they brought about the tax issue tonight. It's a proposal. There's not. There's a plan that the LRA is making. How can you take that kind of information and present to the public? Like if I say the government is imposing hard on you people, they are not being.
Why, Davis? Why are you discussing spoon now? I thought when you say you're not going to discuss it. So bring.
The reason why I'm discussing spoon is because you brought all the equal something that the majority group refused to meet up with the ECOWAS. That was the presentation there tonight.
Yeah, but it was not from. It was not from Spoon. This is from Daily Observer. This is from Front Page Africa.
So what I'm trying to say here to Mr. Paul, when the CEO is on the show, the CEO sometimes bring a reliable information from the circle, from the inner of the government, and sometimes we all can sometimes debate on it. But if you people present, we are not there. When you people bring a topic, and we base on that topic and make that topic again, it is independent and reliable, I don't think we're doing good for the network.
Okay.
But I would not go that far. I brought out a topic last night. He said that you are going to discuss it tonight concerning the cycle of the president. The key issue must have the fact of the matter. They are trained in unit party that we all be unit party like registration or travel here. And the time the person will come to power, we all still by the person. Majority of them are getting job in the government. Even if you want them to get a letter about none of them want to even pick up your phone. But if the is continue to come up within the government and it's not standing well, I don't think it meant well for the government because the opposition will use that and get the government unpopular to the public. So they never said that he thought that Topanati Pote and Obama family, the people are going to kind of run the president. But if people they feel that are there that they are all like doing, what are they doing to make the image of the government to look good? And it wasn't people because the government is fighting, the government is doing well, but there's nobody to bring the information out. The only thing that coming out is the negative thing that happening in the government. And the last thing I want to raise here, Mr. Toe, I want for the nobody LACC. And the LACC really fighting for the Nigerian people because the LACC took over. Let them tell one of the past government official that they are brought to the first time. Because the LACC are forgetting about the CDC government. They're only focusing on United Party government. So why all the corruption the report from the audit GSE that was submitted to LACC, why are they playing low to it? When they're focusing on the present situation? I don't see a fair to the government. And the government is doing look at the ombudsman, what the ombudsman did to Anthony Caselli. Anthony Caselli, who used to be a panel on the show before. The government, the ombudsman called Anthony Caselli to apologize to the public. So he's searching the public. And they even tell them they fine $2,500. We are not seeing that happen. We are good thing happening. But the public relationship for the government is very poor, Mr. Cho.
Thank you.
Thank you for the show.
Thank you. One more caller here. Caller, you're next in line for one number. Go ahead. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, first time caller from Livingston. I was just listening on the Terry. He makes some stadium points. Some point like disagree with. Look, for me, I think Liberians we need to take responsibility. You know, when the president appoints you to do certain job, you should be able to do it. Just like in America, when you go apply for a job, the CEO is not there to be firing you all the time. You do your job. So people should learn to do their job. That way, the country will move forward. And I listened to some sedition calling, saying the thing that happened, it didn't happen on a job. We are unbreakable, saying people dying like ants. On a job, you want to talk about the auditor that died? What was the outcome of that? Today we have auditors who can do their job freely and move around. Yeah, this is who doing their job, going arresting present government while they're in office, arresting them. You don't see them, their life being threatened. You know, there's a lot of improvement going on. Look at the $30 million rest project that is going to be built. That will improve Liberians. That will help Liberians to be full, self-efficient when it comes to food security. Look at in my GB there, in Bond County, in Lofa, people are, in the agricultural minister said in 3 to 5 years time, Liberian will be at least will be seeing Liberian food rise on the market. That's an improvement.
Thank you.
It's continuity. But if they say other CDC Joel was there and they did it, that by now we have been found in food security. But they didn't do that. So I think the government is doing well. Thank you.
Thank you. Caller, you're next. 571 number, you're next. Go ahead. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, this is Jonathan Polly.
Thank you,
for taking my call. That's all.
Yeah.
How you doing?
We're good.
Yeah, as I told when people say that, auditors dying on judge, we are government. So what happened to what our government? They're not supposed to be investigating that and bringing people to justice. So if you say we are looting the country, is it that what we put back again for him to bring people to justice who looted the country? So but that made the point of argument about happy on the other people government. So but the Paga don't have the right to investigate. He has all right to investigate and bring the people to justice. Why does it see on the majority black and the minority black look? I don't think anything will come out of that stuff tomorrow. Echo out, we sitting down there wasting that time. These people there, I don't know why Echo out wasting time with these people. The first time they kill the people disgracing, they were supposed to sanction the people there. Quick.
sanction them. For me, that's the kind of action they were supposed to take. Sanction them and make Braga go after them. But they didn't put any pressure on Braga. Braga still wanted to disrespect them or something. And Mazda talked to him. And then he supported the majority black. Now, he is the problem. People say we shouldn't blame the president, but we blame every other president in our history. But we shouldn't blame Braga because he's the golden child of Liberia. No, we'll blame him. He brought the problem. He will solve this problem. And then secondly, I'm mad with the Liberian people. They're sitting there, something that got the potential to bring war in the country. They're sitting there, they're not talking nothing. They're not even doing nothing to say, look, this is what we want. We put you there, this is what we want. And then if the speaker of the house, let it be that you're taking from them the way the Constitution says. If you put pressure on Braga tonight, and the Liberian people really get angry and get on the street and put pressure on Braga, they will go the Constitution way. While sitting in the houses will not solve the problem.
Thank you. Thank you. You'll be the last caller for the night anyway. Thank you very much. Guys, that will be the last caller. Again, thank you very much for calling tonight. We appreciate it. Terry, let's close it. Let's close it so Jerry can take us home. If you would care to make comments on the colors and what have you, you can do that. Go ahead, Terry. Let's hear from you. Give us your closing, my brother.
The callers made a point, and I think everybody got a point to make, and all of that. But the truth here is that few things I want to highlight. I will be looking to see that whether if the Senate is going to endorse, whether if the Supreme Court rule in favor of Funati Kofa, whether if the Senate is going to side with the minority black.
But Terry, I don't mean to stop you right there. They're not going to rule in favor of anybody.
No, I'm just giving a hypothetical,
They might. I'm not. If it's the interpretation, they're not because this is not about of Kofa versus them. Kofa is asking them to build the information, so they can come back and say the build information that you want. I'm not a lawyer, but I play one on TV. I used to work with Perry Mason, by the way, so I play one on TV. So they can come back to say, we already told you guys what we expect out of you, and that's it.
Yeah, it's possible, but this is Supreme Court, and right now they're angry. But here is a catch that
angry. Don't leave her hanging.
If the rule is something,
they angry with who? Who are they angry with?
They're angry with the majority black. They're angry with the executive, the justice minister, interpreting that, giving another opinion on their opinion. So, but what I'm saying is, because in my opinion, I think
gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to Terry, watch this statement. It's going to be the point of defense. Oh. They were angry. Go ahead, Terry.
Liberal. So what I'm saying is, their ruling is going to be, they're going to say maybe we told your ultra-virus mean. Just what the basic said. Maybe that what they're going to just hang around. That, we told your ultra-virus mean that the majority black went across the reach, and the minority black did not have the ability to. There is nothing the law that said they command. So the both of y'all went. Both of y'all were ultra-virus. The both of y'all went across above your reach. That what we mean, and we say y'all might go handle it. And that would mean that interpretation would mean that Funati Kofa is still the speaker. That is what that interpretation means. So if that being said, if that is what they're going to say, then I will be watching to see. I will be watching to see what would be the position of the Senate. Because if the Senate says that, okay, we don't recognize Richard Kuhn leadership anymore, that means they have all acknowledged that the budget that was passed through the both houses back to the president is illegal. That also means that they will have to shut down if the majority black refuses, if Funati Kofa cannot raise a quorum, and the majority black holds and say, look, you know what? We say we don't want to sit down under the man. So we will hold our position. The country go back into a stalemate. I'll be watching to see that, to see whether if that is going to happen. So those are the things I'll be looking for to see. I also want to say the former president we are returned to power is predicated upon unifying the opposition, rebranding the party, changing the message, and admitting to the wrong. Right now, they have failed. Huh? Right now, Labour, they have failed. And let me tell you why they have failed. They have failed in Nimba. This is where they should have capitalized on and sent a shocking wave to the ruling party that, hey, we are coming. We are coming. During the war, the rebels and say, chartered up people used to say, we are coming. And those of you then used to be running because they know. So what I'm saying is, the reason they're going to fail in Nimba is because they are not united. Musa Belete went and commanded somebody from somewhere and said the person should run against Koga, knowing very well that I'm hearing it could not be true, that the person he put in the race, that person also ran campaign for Jeremiah Kun before. And the language he and Jeremiah Kun is speaking, I don't like it. Political, you see, the people can be talking politics, but they can't see. They can't see. They can be hearing the people speaking, they can't understand them. Musa Belete is a businessman. And the only way his business thrive is to work along with the ruling establishment. He have always worked with the ruling establishment in every government because he's a businessman. Listen to the language. Jeremiah Kun say, Musa is my brother. I can't say nothing to Musa. Musa say, you Jeremiah Kun, don't touch that thing, did that. When Jeremiah Kun came, he say, Musa is my brother. I can't say nothing to Jeremiah. Musa also admitted before and said that Prince Johnson said to me, and Jeremiah Kun said that if I run in the Senate, if I run in the representative to be speaker, he will support me. So there is a tactic here that going on in Nimba that people not seeing. They're just jumping all over the place. So the thing here is that the opposition is failing in Nimba, and that is not a good thing for them. And I say it again, breakable then will come. Oh, Terry, you're not Pastor. I never hear that one from him more than 250 times. Now, this other thing here, if they have hold together, they will have carried one candidate. And with their opposition force, the CDC, the Guaglo, the other people, when they come together like that and carry one candidate, they will win the Unity Party. But they're not holding together, they are divided.
Thank you. One
And
last
on
question.
the basis of that, when they lose Nimba County, they will put the ruling party. When they lose, hear me again, when they lose Nimba County, they put the ruling party in a position that will make it difficult for them in 2029 because Koga will not forget what the ruling party did for him. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So you're saying that CDC president, we are need to rebrand. Does it mean, does he drop Aaron Bropler on the roadside and go alone?
What Aaron Bropler my brother about? Somebody called a man name to my working place. I said, oh, but the man can all be on my show. He said the man used to play. He said that man was a very good soccer player.
You never saw him playing? He was not a nonsense. He shot, but he was not a nonsense begin when he ready to crack bones. So don't look at him like that. When he ready to crack bones, I saw. I got some of his video. By the way, let go to Aaron. Don't tell me to send me your video. I will not do it. I enjoy it. I will not send it to nobody. But go ahead, Jared. Give us your closing, sir.
Sometimes I always say, people stay in your lane. If you stay in your lane, you know where you're going. But if you zigzag around the road, you don't even know where you're going. So people come here and talk about Josh Weah. Like I said, it's a V-mirror imaging. The past. Josh Weah, his administration. How many people he dismissed in his administration? How many persons Josh Weah prosecuted in his administration? How many people Josh Weah suspended in his administration? These are the questions they need to ask themselves. If he can answer all the questions, then Josh Weah will become president again. But there's a coup d'etat. I will say it again. There's a coup d'etat in the CDC government.
Yes. You see, Mr. Bago is a security man.
Yeah.
There's a coup d'etat.
There's a coup d'etat.
Jerry, don't leave her hanging out. Where's the coup d'etat coming from? Who taking over
That is
what?
security. You can see that one, bro.
Look, yeah, Moruye, the former chairman, he and George Weah broke up. That's a coup. He and George Weah cannot even meet 4-4. Maybe a politics, maybe 2029 they will reconcile. But I said, right now it's fragile. He have fun, he won't align. Probably he into, Tomo Farah. He and George Weah cannot get along. You are one of the ATM machine. Kodanti Kofa. He said, he and George Weah, Sir Joseph. I mean, the laundry go on.
The laundry go on.
Thank you. It's a good time. To put our coalition together, it's going to be very hard. Thank you.
Thank you.
These are, and maybe the only person you have right now is Eugene Nambwe. But yeah, let me go back again. Eugene Nambwe himself, he just came, he came because at that time Joshua was going to win, so he came there because he was Secretary General. He left, and he joined Madam Seli government, and he and Joshua were not getting along. Even the Samuel Tua came to the election when he knew Joshua was going to win. At that time, he was working in at a African bank, Ivory Coast. That's how he came. So there's a good tie in that in CDC. So CDC now, there's nothing. The coalition said now it's fragile. If you take all the coalition from there, all the party, or Musa Belede now found his own party, or how you call them say, or Marantilla own a government, the former of our president. How can you win in Liberia with the disagreement within the coalition? The coalition said, now even says again. So how Josh we are going to win 2029? It's remain to be seen. So like I said, it's a coup d'etat.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you very much. I want to thank the two of you tonight. Spiritual conversation. We don't agree on a lot of stuff, but we do have the ability to understand that what position each of us coming to. And I really, really appreciate you guys holding your own tonight. And that's how it's supposed to be, because by us doing this, challenging each other and not pre-sinking, it brings the best out of us, and it makes us to know people to know that we're not just defending, but that we criticize as well. And I really want to take my hat off to both of you tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. Please join me again tomorrow, and let's have a conversation tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Barcom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night. Good night, Terry. Thank you. Again, folks, Samson told La Bropa Radio. I want to thank all of you again tonight. We're a little bit over time here. I want to say thanks to the CEO. I continue to do hard work. I mean, I'm sorry you guys cannot see what I'm looking at right now. But right now, for example, I can come in here. Let me just show something here very quick. Where he has demonstrated here. Let me show you something here quick. You see this? This is the drawing of my project, one of the projects that I had in Liberia. And I can come here now and because of what the CEO have done, I can come in here and try to show you. If I'm talking about engineering, I can point this out to you and say this is what's happening. CEO, thank you very much for that. We appreciate it. Do this. Okay. Thank you, guys. We want to appreciate you all. Please join us tomorrow again, where we will be here to talk Tabata. That's my middle name. Good night, folks. Samson told La Bropa Radio. Good night.